this up before you talk for. Hang on, let's see YouTube. See if we're live on YouTube. Let's see.
It looks like you are.
You think? Except for live on YouTube. Hey, I gotta close that stuff out. Yeah, all right. What's it showing? It looks like we're live on YouTube.
Hi, YouTube.
Hey, yeah, hi YouTube. Let me see. Let me get back over here. Yeah, I done forgot my daggum. Let's see. Work in progress, folks. Let's see. Still pulling up there a minute. Yankee, what did I send you the other day? Pretty bad when you forget your own damn YouTube channel. Oh, got it. Okay. Gotta save that joker. Make sure. No spaces.
Still no spaces?
There we are. All right, so let me go here. Yeah, it says we're live.
It says conversations with Donald Trump in 45 minutes.
Do what now?
Elon just... Oh, no, that was an hour ago. That's... Why am I not getting anything current on even X?
Okay, with her. Okay, good now.
This 38 minutes ago. The use of the word conversation is deliberated. This is so that people understand. I'm going to click this link and see what happens.
You're muffling.
Just don't pay no attention to me.
Well, I'm definitely paying attention to you. Yeah. So, hey, if y'all want to follow us over on YouTube as well, which we're not on there as much, but it's Gen X Unfiltered, all one word, _ podcast. So, this is weird.
I just got in.
What, over on YouTube?
Hold on. I don't know what's going on here. This is all different. When I go to share the screen, it's different.
Yankee, what'd you do? Let me see. I mean, what's different? Yeah, it was playing that music earlier.
So my whole computer's glitching. Just a minute.
Let's see. Get over here. Let me remove this.
Oh my word.
Okay. Let me go over here. This is crazy, y'all. Okay, Paige, I got it right here if you want me to pull it up.
I can't even get back over into it. Just a minute.
Okay, hang on a second.
I can't even get over.
Yes.
Something's weird.
Please take a screenshot of what you're seeing on the whole screen, please.
I'm going to.
Thank you. I did not touch nothing. All right, go out and come back in, Miss Peach. I may have to send you another code. I don't know why I got to send you a code because you're an administrator. Miss Crazy. As we wait, folks, let me do this. Yeah, she's getting hit. It's hard to read. It's hard to read all that on the phone. Let me do this real quick. Hey, can y'all hear any music in the background when I pull this up? Because I got it muted on my end right here. It's crazy. Somebody please respond. I'll stop sharing. I can unmute. All right, so, I don't know. It's crazy. See what Peach's got to say. Yeah, I know I'm going to call her. Put her on speakerphone. Linda, are you going to answer the phone? Well,
Your call has been forwarded to an.
Well, now she's not answering me. That's not very nice, Linda. What's up with that? Mm-hmm. Linda, are you having to restart your computer? Is that what you having to do? Let's see. Yankees testing me. Okay, so who's this? Donald J. Trump. I'm in. Okay, hang on. Get on over and do that. Thank you, Yankee. Well, shit, I ain't in. So that. Go back on over here. Donald J. Trump. George. Dude, I am not in whatsoever. All right, so there's Miss Peach. Do I need to pull you up or you in? I see you're in the bubble. Okay. All right, so let's see. See. We got 800,000 listening. Why can I not get in? Maybe I need to just click out and then come back in. That's crazy. Let me see. It sounds like a butt dial. Let's see. Where's there no audio? I'm not there. It says not available. What is up with that? What is up with this? This is batshit crazy. What are they doing? Is it, hey Yankee, is there any reason why we cannot hear any audio? I mean, if you can hear audio, please share. Get home and share. Yeah, Dan, I got you, but I'm still not hearing it. I am not hearing it whatsoever.
All I could hear was music.
Yeah, but I'm in. You got me? I'm right there.
Yeah, I got in.
I'm right there beside I'm right there beside Big Daddy Trump. So I better, well, beside Elon. Gotta take a screenshot of that one.
Yeah, I don't hear it. I don't hear anything either.
Maybe they're working that out. Let's see. 0. Let me see.
Yeah, I've got nothing over here.
Okay, Libs or TikTok is put in there, says not working. Okay. Not available. Glenn Beck saying it's not available. That's 33 minutes ago. Well, Elon and President Trump, they're both still muted.
Yeah, they're muted.
Okay. This is batshit crazy. Let's see. Okay, Dan, thank you very much.
I can't get you. I can't get in. You?
Yeah, I'm in. Yeah.
Everybody. No. Cat Turd just said that he can't get in. Well, that was 34 minutes ago. Hodge twins. Like nobody.
I mean, well, Peach, we're in here. We're in over on Twitter. You know what I'm saying? But
yeah,
we just let me reconnect you. See what happens here over on Twitter.
I'm gonna click on these comments down here and see what comes up.
Okay, so we're back up on Twitter, you and I. If you want to give everybody your Twitter handle, that way they can go follow you, that'd be freaking awesome.
I don't even. Is it just Peach? I think it's Peach.
Well, I don't want to leave right now. Let's see.
I'm like too afraid to exit out of anything.
Yeah, it's it's at Iris _ hang on a second, I'll copy this. I will definitely copy this for you, sweet cakes.
What's up, Dan?
So let's see. This is a big ordeal. Let's see. Go over here.
Did Yankee, did you try to like come in here? Did you have any issues?
So I'm going to put Peach's handle in here for Twitter if you're not following her. That's just the way it goes. Peach. Let's see. Why you gotta be so complicated?
Yeah, I don't see you in here. I just. Oh.
Yeah.
The late start. We're unfortunately.
Here we go.
Basically, hundreds of gigabits of data were saturated.
Okay, Peach, can you hear it?
We think we've
Yeah, I gotta.
most of that, and so it's now time to proceed. But as this
people in the chat room,
illustrates,
can you hear
there's
the
a lot of opposition
audio, please?
to people just hearing what President Trump has to say, and but I'm honored to have this conversation. I want to emphasize it's a conversation, and it's really intended to just get a feel for what Donald Trump is just like in a conversation. It's hard to catch a vibe about someone if you just don't hear them talk in a normal way. And when there's an adversarial interview, like no one's themselves in an adversarial interview. So this is really aimed at kind of open-minded, independent voters who just trying to make up their mind, so you can understand like what is what is it just like to have a conversation. So honored to Donald, great to speak. We had a great conversation yesterday. As you mentioned yesterday, if we could just record that conversation and post it, it would have been excellent. And I hope we can have something like that today.
Well, I think we will. I'm pretty sure we will. And congratulations, because I see you broke every record in the book with so many millions of people. And it's an honor. We view that as an honor. And then you do want silencing of certain voices. Usually those are voices that have something to say that are constructive, oftentimes constructive.
34 million
we have
people
to
are
consider
watching
it an honor,
right now.
Congratulations on breaking every record in the book tonight. That's great.
Well, thank you. Well, maybe we could start off with, the assassination attempt, which was an incredible thing. And I have to say that, your actions after that assassination attempt were inspiring. You, instead of shying away from things, instead of ducking down, you were pumping your fist in the air and saying, fight, fight, fight. And I think that's, the president of the United States represents America, and I think that is America. That is strength under fire, and so that's a big part of the reason why I was excited to endorse you as the president of the United States for having another term here. Is that was just incredibly inspiring. But what was it like for you?
Not pleasant. I have to be honest. I said there was blood. I had more blood. I didn't know I had that much blood. The doctors later told me that the ear is a place that is a very bloody place if you're going to get hit. But in this case, it was probably the best alternative you could even think about, because it went at the right angle, and it was a hard hit. It was very. I guess you would say surreal, but it wasn't surreal. I was telling somebody,
hey, Peach, look who's in here.
Instances like this, or like a lot less than this, where you feel it's a surreal situation.
That's my bestie.
That way, I knew immediately that it was a bullet. I knew immediately that it was at the ear.
Oh.
Yeah.
And because it very hard, but hit the ear. And I also heard people shout, bullets, bullets, get down, because I moved down pretty nicely, pretty quickly. And we had bullets flying right over my head after I went down. So I'm glad I went down. The bigger miracle was that I was looking in the exact direction of the shooter. And so it hit me at an angle that was far less destructive than any other angle. So that was the miracle. That was for those people that don't believe in God. I think we got to all start thinking about that. You have to, I'm a believer now. I'm more of a believer, I think, and a lot of people have said that to me. A lot of great people have said that to me, actually. But it was amazing that I happened to be turned just at that perfect angle, and all because I put down a chart on immigration that showed that the numbers were so great. I love that chart even more
maybe
now.
It's a sign. maybe
Yeah.
that's a sign, you know.
It's an immigration sign.
You highlighted a serious issue, and
Yeah,
at that moment,
that's right.
the bullet missed your, you know, hit your ear, but you know, missed your head. I mean,
Well,
you know,
the amazing thing is that the sign, I said, bring down that sign on immigration. And it was literally about an eighth of a second where it would be good. And after that, it was going to be a disaster, no matter which way you were facing. But it just had that perfect angle, which was exactly at this shooter. Very sad situation. Such a sad situation. As you know, we lost somebody that was great, Corey, who a firefighter, a great gentleman, a great trumper. He was just a fantastic family and a fantastic man. And a friend of mine came up, Elon, and said, I'd like to give the family some kind of help. And I said, that's great. He said, do you mind? I said, I don't mind at all. And he wrote out a check for $1 million, gave it to the wife. And, you know, she said, this is really nice, but I'd rather have my husband back, which is a nice thing for somebody to say, to be honest. She's great. The family is great. And we raised a lot of money for them and for two other gentlemen are unbelievable people also. They were hit really badly. They thought they were not going to make it, and they did. The doctors in the Butler area, I tell you, they were incredible. They saved the two, and they were really hit tough, both of them equally. And we thought, my first question was, because I heard bullets flying over me, and I said, how many people were killed? Because we had a massive crowd there, a tremendous, thousands and thousands of people, and there was no land. I mean, it was all people. So I said, how many people have been killed? Because I knew there were other shots being fired. And they said, we don't know yet, but some people have been badly hurt. And I have to give the Secret Service a sniper, they call him, or sharpshooter, but sniper, because he didn't know there was a problem. He's an extraordinary shot, obviously, and he didn't know there was a problem. And he was able to pick it all out within 5 seconds. And he used one bullet from very far away, I guess probably about 400 yards. The shooter was 130, but he was on the opposite side of the field and the podium. And he saw the smoke and the flame from the gun, immediately recognized it, and immediately took a shot. And it was one perfect shot from very far away. And if he didn't do that, Elon, he would have. I mean, if he would have, a lot more people could have been badly hurt and killed. So I have to take my hat off to him, because that's also a surreal. You know, he's been with them for 23 years, and he's never had anything like this. And all of a sudden he has to act, and it's a very tough thing to act and to be shooting somebody. But he saw the gun, saw the smoke, saw the flame from the gun, very far away. Obviously has very good eyes. He's got very good vision, which I assume you have to have in that particular work. But he took aim very quickly, and they say it was approximately 5 seconds from long range, one bullet. If that didn't happen, because the shooter had a lot of bullets, he had a lot of cartridges up there with him. So
well,
could have been very.
I mean that's clearly you know, he was very competent in taking that shot to stop the attempted assassination. But I mean, there does seem to be, I mean, some pretty significant failings elsewhere in the system. Like, there's just no way that, like, how on earth does a shooter get on a roof 130 yards away? That seems crazy. I think most people people are wondering how on earth could such a thing happen?
Well, you know, I view it as two ways. There should have been nobody on the roof. There were people, because there were so many tens of thousands of people there. There were people that were seeing him. And there was one woman with a red shirt and Trump all over it. And she's screaming, that guy's got a gun. You know, you saw it probably. There's a guy up there with a gun.
I mean, it's like, I guess, I mean, for my part, and I think probably many members of the public are wondering, how the heck are, you know, basically people wondering by pointing out there's a guy on the roof with a gun. And they're seeing it, but somehow it's not being addressed. that does seem
Yeah,
crazy.
well, they're going to learn from this. The communication between the local police, who sort of had an idea, and then ultimately a man lifted himself up to the roof, could barely do it because he was pulling himself up, and
Yeah.
he saw the man with the gun. The man with the gun pointed the gun at him. He thought he was probably going to get shot, but he was like pulling himself up, and because of that, he couldn't get to his gun. And he fell down, actually very badly hurt his leg, his ankle. I hear very badly,
Okay.
but he fell down. And he did, from what I understand, he did say there's a guy up there with a gun. And the shooting started very quickly after that. I think it forced the shooter to go maybe quicker. He was supposed to be a very good shot.
Yeah.
My sons, Don and Eric, they can't believe what happened, but they said from 130 yards, a bad shot would hit that target almost every time. They said it's like in golf,
Yeah.
sinking a 2-foot putt.
Yeah, it's not a
No,
tough shot.
it's not a long shot. The Secret Service person had the long shot. He had triple the distance actually. So it was a terrible thing. Look, it's hard. I have to say this about the Secret Service. When I went down, and I went down based on, I think they're screaming, but other people also, because people saw this happen. You had so many people. One of the miracles was that nobody ran. I mean, if a gun goes off, the crowd control people showed us this. When guns go off, and it does happen in stadiums at a soccer match or some kind of a match, everybody flees. They call it a stampede, like cattle. But everybody, and a lot of people get killed with those stampedes. We had more people than you'd have at some of these matches or these games, and nobody left. You had a small group behind us in the grandstand, and that was full. And you look at it as it was taking place, and normally they'd be running. They didn't leave. They saw that I was hurt. They saw a lot of blood, and they saw that I went down. And it's almost like they wanted to be with me. Well, out front, you had thousands, tens of thousands of people. As far as the eye could see, you had people in Butler, as far as the eye could see, and a lot of press too. There were many cameras on watching this. It's what makes it so different, because normally things happen that aren't good, but you never have a picture of it. Here we have all these cameras shooting it, so sort of amazing. But one of the interesting things was that you didn't have anybody flee. You didn't have anybody stampede.
Sure.
Nobody. And there were some people behind me. They stood up and they're looking like, I mean, I'll tell you, you want to have them in a foxhole. I want to meet some of those people because it's so different from what you heard. But so I was down, but the Secret Service guys, there were bullets flying right over my head. You could hear them go whizzing. And these guys came jumping on top of me, and a young lady, Kate, they moved so fast. And let me tell you, that took tremendous courage. Now, there was a lack of coordination. There was, obviously everybody understands that that building should have been covered. And
I mean,
that was the big thing.
like, I mean, looking at the aerial views, that building would be like the number one spot for a sniper. I mean, it's like if you were to pick, like, what is the favorite, so if the goal is to assassinate, what's your favorite spot? That building. The roof of that building would be number one.
That would have been the spot.
It's like you can ask for a better location. It's like number one.
That would have been the spot. You know what people think is when the local policeman, who, by the way, he really, he did what he was supposed to do. He couldn't hold on any longer. And then when he got his head just peeking above, this guy standing there with a gun at his head. And when he fell down, again, hurt his ankle very badly, but he was making the calls. But what happened is the firing took place very soon. So what they think is that this guy ran to his site, which he had all planned out with the gun. He ran to the site and he started shooting fast. And maybe that's why he sort of missed. I mean, he got me, but it could have been a much bigger problem.
But he totally would have hit if you hadn't turned your head. So, like, there was it was a very near thing.
It was a miracle. If I hadn't turned my head, I would not be talking to you right now, as much as I like you.
Exactly.
I would not.
Yeah,
I would
well,
not be talking.
I mean, be talking to me from another realm, perhaps.
Yeah, that's
Um,
right. We'd be talking from a
so-
different place. But it was a it was a very terrible experience. The Butler Hospital, they did such a great job. The doctors were so good. Everybody was so good. There was a mistake. If somebody knew, because people were hearing that, there was just a bad feeling that there was somebody was around. You know that story now. It's been pretty well.
yeah.
And
Yeah.
if somebody could have said, because they've oftentimes said, like there'd be a lightning storm or something, because I've done, I think, over 300. I think I did a lot more than that. But
What's up, Fed Up?
Hi.
Can y'all still hear that noise or Trump talking? Damn. Okay. All right. Let's go back to it.
get coordinated, that was the problem.
Well, it was your. I think your actions in the heat of fire, and like what I find admirable there was that you can't fake bravery under such circumstances. The courage is instinctual, or it is not. It's not a rehearsed action. And so I just want to say that I think a lot of people admire your courage under fire there. And
Well,
so
thank you very
Yeah.
much. I appreciate it. I didn't think of it. I just wanted to get up, and I wanted to stand up. I wanted to let people know, I felt I was good when they were on top of me, covering me, actually, very much covering me, and very bravely. But I wanted to get up. I said, I want to get up. And they wanted, they have everything there. They wanted stretcher. I didn't like the stretcher. And I knew I was hit in the ear, but I knew I wasn't hit anywhere else. They felt I was hit someplace else
Yeah.
because it was such a lot of blood. And they were sure that I was hit someplace else. And they were saying, sir, you were hit in more than the ear. I said, nope, I was hit in the ear. I want to get up. Let me get up. And so I got up, and the crowd didn't know what to think. I mean, this was so many people, and you could see they were confused. They didn't know what to think. And I wanted to let them know I was okay. It was very important for me to let them
Yeah.
know that. And they went wild. You've seen they didn't go wild when I
Yeah.
got up, because they didn't know, was I alive? You really couldn't tell. When I stood up before the fist in the air, they didn't know if I was alive. Nobody did. And when I put the fist up, they were just relieved and happy and thrilled, and the place went crazy. It was pretty amazing.
Yeah.
It was a terrible thing, but it was
incredibly
nice.
moving. Yeah. Well, and I mean, speaking of the sort of slide that got you to turn that saved your life, really, was the illegal immigration slide. Maybe this
That's right.
maybe this is worth talking about that.
It was
that slide saved
you're
your
right.
life.
No,
basically.
the illegal immigration saved my life. You're right, but it was,
Yeah,
I had to be at
that's
that exact angle.
I mean, that's a great one. saved by illegal immigration.
The incredible
100%.
thing, though, when you talk about the odds, you had to be exactly at that angle. But the incredible thing is that the chart, I used it less than 20% of the time. It was just a moment.
Yeah.
It's always on my left, never my right. And it's always at the end of the speech. So here we have it. It's on the right, not the left. It's at the beginning, not the end. And even the people that put it up, they were unprepared, and they did a great job. They got it up immediately, fortunately. But I looked to the right, and the bullet came whizzing by, hitting my ear. So it was amazing. But when you think of the odds of that, and that normally you wouldn't use it. Normally I wouldn't have the thing, and then it would have been a very different story. It's very much, I say, an act of God. It's a miracle that it happened, and I'm honored by it. I'm honored by it.
Well, what were you about to say about illegal immigration before you were rudely interrupted?
Well, I was going to say how good the numbers were. By the way, we're going back to Butler, and we're going to go back in October. We're all set up, and the people are fantastic in Butler. It's a great area. Great. These are incredible people. Like the three that, in the case of Corey, killed, and the other two, the families I got to know them a little bit, and the families are great. But we're going back to Butler, And I think I'll probably start by saying, as I was saying,
As you
prior
were
to being
saying,
so horribly
so-
interrupted.
yeah.
But
So rudely interrupted by an
Yeah,
assassination
so-
attempt.
but no, but the chart,
Some people have no manners.
Elon, the chart was just a chart that in my last week, we had the best illegal immigration numbers, meaning stopping. It was at the lowest. You've seen the chart. It's become quite a famous chart, but that was the lowest point ever recorded. It was a really, I was very proud of those numbers. And then you see what happened with these people, Kamala and Joe. You see what happened. They just let it go. I had remain in Mexico policies. I had all these different policies that was so good. Guys like Tom Homan and Brandon Judd from Border Patrol. These are all people that they've been on television. They said it's the best numbers we've ever had. We had so many different checks, catch and release in Mexico, not the United. We had catch and release in the United States. We had it in Mexico. We had so many things. We had things where many people come in there, they have contagious diseases. We had everything passed. If you have a contagious disease, I'm sorry, but we cannot allow you into the country. So we were setting literally records, and all I was doing is showing that, and I use it sometimes. Sure. And in this case, I'm glad I used it. I can tell you that. But there were fantastic numbers. But I'm going to sleep with that chart always. I'll be sleeping with that chart. That chart was very important for a lot of reasons.
Well, would it be accurate to say that you're supportive of legal immigration, but we also need to shut down illegal immigration, and especially unvetted illegal immigration, because and that's not the same as saying that everyone who's
nothing to see here, please.
Actually good, but you can't tell a difference unless there's a solid vetting of who comes across the border. Does that accurately represent your position?
I say it very simply. They have to come in legally. They have to be checked.
Yeah.
Because look, Kamala was the border czar. Now she's denying it. Everything that I do, she's saying she was strong on the border. We're going to be strong. Well, she doesn't have to say it. She could close it up right now. They could do things right now. It's horrible. No tax on tips, and all of a sudden she's making tips. But they hired 88,000 IRS agents, and many of them were assigned to go get waitresses and caddies and all of this on tips. They have a policy. They had a policy that they were really going to go after you, and were really harassing people horribly. And then all of a sudden, for politics, she says, she comes out with what I said, which I think is terrible. And I think it's also hitting them very hard. These people are fake. Now they're also saying they did a good job on the border. We had the worst numbers in the history of the world, not of our country. There's never been a country in history that has had a catastrophe like this. We've had, I believe, and I think you believe this too, you hear 12 million, 13. I believe it's over 20 million people came into our country, many coming from jails, from prisons, from mental institutions, or a bigger version of that is insane asylums, and many are terrorists. And I'll tell you what, they're coming not just from South America, they're coming from Africa, they're coming from all over the world. They're coming from Asia, they're coming from the Middle East, they're coming from countries that are stupidly and horribly bombing Israel October 7th. They're coming from all over the world. And you look at, it's so sad, October 7th, because it should have never happened. Yeah. It's so sad when you look at Ukraine. It should have never happened. We have a defective government. These are defective people, and they're not people that should be running it. But where you see it the best is the border, because you have millions of people coming in a month, and then she gets up and she tries to pretend like she's going to do something. She had 3.5 years. And by the way, they have another 5 months that they can do something, but they won't do anything. It's all talk. She's incompetent and he's incompetent. And frankly, I think that she's more incompetent than he is. And that's saying something, because he's not too good.
Oregon's like, I'm out, but I'll be back. I can't hear you. Bobby. I can't.
I double muted myself. You know how I do there, Pete.
Yeah.
Welcome to Real Patriots Forum. I mean, Gen X Unfiltered. Oh, well, hey, it is what it is. So, let's play our main opening if y'all don't mind.
Hey, wait.
Wait in the truck. Just wait in the truck.
Fed up before. This has been one damn screwed up damn night, I tell you. God almighty.
What the fuck is going on here?
Exactly. I don't even know who I am.
I have no clue neither. I may call you Betty after a while. I don't know.
Oh, that's a new one. Okay, Betty.
You can call me Betty. You can call me Al.
I may call you Dave or something. I mean, shit, fire damn. I done called you Mabo.
That's one of my mom's most favorite songs.
I already said Real Patriots Horse. I mean, come on. So let's get to it. There you go.
If by Rudyard Kipling. If you can keep your head when all about you are losing theirs and blaming it on you, if you can trust yourself when all men doubt you, but make allowance for their doubting too, if you can wait and not be tired by waiting, or being lied about, don't deal in lies, or being hated, don't give way to hating, and yet don't look too good, nor talk too wise. If you can dream and not make dreams your master, if you can think and not make thoughts your aim, if you can meet with triumph and disaster and treat those two impostors just the same, if you can bear to hear the truth you've spoken, twisted by knaves to make a trap for fools, or watch the things you gave your life to broken, and stoop and build them up with worn-out tools, if you can make one heap of all your winnings and risk it on one turn of pitch and toss, and lose and start again at your beginnings and never breathe a word about your loss, if you can force your heart and nerve and sinew to serve your turn long after they are gone, and so hold on when there is nothing in you except the will which says to them, hold on. If you can talk with crowds and keep your virtue, or walk with kings, nor lose the common touch, if neither foes nor loving friends can hurt you, if